Ethan Cross had everything: wealth, power, and the kind of confidence that made boardrooms go silent when he entered. Yet, behind the polished suits and million-dollar deals, he carried a quiet loneliness. Widowed far too young, Ethan poured his life into raising his 6-year-old daughter, Lily, and running his company. Romance? That was a luxury he told himself he didn't need. Until one evening, his best friend arranged a blind date. "Come on, Ethan," his friend had said. "You've hidden long enough. At least try." Ethan sighed, but agreed. He owed it to Lily to show her that life didn't end with heartbreak. What Ethan didn't know was that across town, a struggling young woman named Ava had been handed a cruel task. She was a part-time waitress, drowning in bills and caring for her sick mother. When a bitter ex-employee of Ethan's company offered her cash to sabotage his date, spill a drink, embarrass him, make him walk out humiliated, Ava's heart clenched. It was wrong. But the money could pay for her mother's medication. She told herself she'd just mess up a little, nothing permanent. That night, she walked into the upscale restaurant in a borrowed dress, nerves twisting in her stomach. Then she saw him. Ethan Cross wasn't the arrogant tycoon she'd imagined. He was seated at the table, looking strangely human. His eyes softened every time he glanced at the little locket Lily had given him, resting on the table. When Ava sat down across from him, their eyes met, and something unexpected sparked. "Hi," she said, forcing a smile. "Hi," he replied, with a warmth that caught her off guard. The plan was simple: spill a glass of wine on his tailored suit, maybe cause a scene. But as the night unfolded, Ava couldn't do it. Ethan wasn't pompous or cruel, he was funny, attentive, and genuinely kind. He asked about her life as if it mattered. Halfway through dinner, Ethan leaned back and said softly, "It's been a long time since I've laughed like this." "Thank you." Her chest tightened with guilt. She was supposed to ruin him. Instead, she was falling for him. And then came the twist she never expected. The waiter accidentally dropped a tray nearby, startling her. The wineglass tipped, not by plan this time, but by sheer accident, spilling across Ethan's sleeve. Ava panicked, blurting out, "Oh no, I'm so sorry." Ethan just chuckled, dabbing at the stain. "It's just a suit. I've lost more important things in life." His words carried a quiet ache, a weight that told her he'd known real loss. Something inside her broke. The secret she carried burned too heavy. "I need to tell you something," Ava whispered, trembling. She confessed everything: the job, the money, the sabotage she couldn't go through with. Her voice cracked as she added, "I was desperate. My mom's medicine. I thought I could lie my way through one evening. But I couldn't hurt you. Not after knowing who you are." Ethan was silent for a long moment. Ava's heart sank, ready for him to call the manager, ready for the humiliation she deserved. But instead, Ethan reached across the table. "You could have gone through with it," he said. "But you didn't. That tells me more about your heart than anything else." Tears stung her eyes. "You're not angry?" "I'm a single dad," Ethan said with a faint smile. "I know what it's like to do whatever it takes for someone you love." That night didn't end with humiliation. It ended with something far more dangerous: hope. Over the weeks that followed, Ethan helped Ava find a better job, one that didn't compromise her values. Lily adored her, clinging to Ava's hand at every chance. And slowly, the wall Ethan had built around his heart began to crack. The night Ava's mother was rushed to the hospital, Ethan was the one who drove them there, sitting beside her until dawn. The moment Ava's mother opened her eyes and whispered a weak "thank you," Ethan realized, this wasn't just about chance. This was about destiny. The story that was meant to ruin him became the story that healed them both. In the end, Ava's kindness, her refusal to betray her heart even when she was desperate, brought Ethan something money could never buy: love, family, and a second chance at happiness. And Ethan's compassion gave Ava more than stability. It gave her a life where love wasn't a luxury, but a home she could finally belong to. Because sometimes, the greatest twists aren't the ones written in a plan, but the ones written in the heart.